So this ends up being actually, so it's even symmetry, so it might be like x squared or x to the fourth. It's got an even hyperbola kind of thing. It's still got to go to infinity at 0. It's got to go to negative infinity at 0. So maybe something like that. Maybe something related to that. It's still a hyperbola, kind of. It's still like a hyperbolic idea. It's just that they're both on the same side now. Guys, semi with me? So it's not exactly right to say it's hyperbolic, but you just flip that dude down, it's fine. And it's negative because it's always below the x-axis. So let's see what happens when we actually do this. Here's my function. To apply the limit definition, I have to do this here. This shouldn't be too hard. I shouldn't have to do this on the side. What's f of x plus h?
1 over x.
That's crazy. So this is 1 over x. Several different ways you can do this. The way that I did this on the answer key depends on the day, which way I'll do it. I just got like denominators and put those together. So he's missing an x, and he's missing an, and so it would all be over. And you see what beautiful thing happens on the very top there. This is where people freak out. Yeah, x minus x is 0, negative h. I can put that h right there.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. I certainly can. Because I can do this divided by h is this times 1 over h, so the h can just go right there. And less and less people know that. So if I had 1/2 divided by 3,
You bring it.
that's 1/6. For some reason, I always get people telling me it's that. Right? And at the 1A level, nobody should be telling me it's that. There's nobody can take a half, cut it in thirds, and it's only have 3 halves. That's neat. Right? I wish. Show me. They don't blame me. So, I might be too old now. So then this h comes up. And of course the h's cancel. That's what you know in this process, that h at some point has to cancel. If it doesn't, you're doing something wrong. It has to. And now you let h go to 0 and you end up with good. Which is, obviously I knew what the hell it was going to be, so I led us there, but...
Well, you have to go and distribute the x, but benefit just goes to...
Oh, I'm sorry, doing it?
Well, I'm saying for the xh.
Oh, yeah, so if you let h go to 0, x times x,
Yeah.
I like it. Or you can distribute it,
You distribute
doesn't
it.
matter. Yeah.
If we're doing a derivative function like this, if we just write the limit as h approaches to 0 and then we continue without writing limit at each step, is it fine, or we have to? Because I know before the last step, that's when we apply 0 to the equation. That's when we don't have
I just always in the back of my head, I remember, well, it's not right because if you don't, you're saying that this equals that, which is not true. Completely not true. So, I mean, I'm not going to necessarily take points off, but I'm going to harass you about that. I'm going to say, no, it should really be there, it should be there, it should be there everywhere until you apply it. Now, I love the people that tell me, they've applied it and they have this. There's no need to have this there anymore. You applied it on the last step. Let it go.
So if we just write it before the last step, and we'll show you that we were doing...
You're asking for it, yeah. I just told you I probably wouldn't take points off.
No, because I know like a lot of points go...
But it would be best. It would be best. And other instructors in your future might not be as lenient as I will be. So, yeah. Okay. So is that cool? There are other ways to do this, but they all end up in the same place.
I'm going to solve this problem.
Will we be able to use our calculator, or no calculator?
Yes, but I do want to say this. I think it says this on my syllabus. TI 89, for example. There's some other ones. TI 92, Voyager. I don't even know if that's still out there. Basically, calculators that have what's known as CAS calculators. Calculators that have an algebra system built in. So there are calculators you can plug in there, x to the 4th plus 6x squared, blah, blah, and they say factor, and it'll factor it symbolically. So if you didn't know they existed, they're out there. And if you know how much a TI-84 costs, you can imagine how much that calculator costs. They exist. So if you have the kind of calculator, I'll have mine with me. You must replace yours with mine. I will at some point kind of take a look around. I can pretty much catch them pretty quickly from afar. So just don't have that kind of calculator with you. I don't know, does anybody have that kind of calculator? It's perfectly fine to have it, just not on the day of the test. Because it can symbolically do some of the stuff for you. And I need to see your work anyway. So if I see the answer suddenly with no work associated with it, you normally will lose most of the points. I have to see where something's coming from, yeah.
How many questions are going to be in this?
I don't know. Probably about this size. Normally my tests are like mid-20s, and I'm counting like ABC. So I hate it when my professor would say, we have 4 problems in this A through J, each one. It's not 4 problems. So normally 25 problems, somewhere around there.
I don't need like a thorough description, but for number 12, would you just take like the nearest values in the unit circle to a pi 2?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, how do you mean the nearest values in the unit circle?
Like, here's pi 2 that's 30 degrees off each side, or?
What I would do, and I can show you in the calculator, pi over 2 minus 0.001.
Oh, okay.
Pi over 2 plus 0.001.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really the same thing we do. It's just easier when you're going to 0. When you're going to 0, you just say negative 0.1, negative 0.01. But if you're going to pi over 2, you just put a pi over 2 in front of it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And then from the other side.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's like
I did the whale. The pi over 3, and then pi over 4, and then pi, and then, yeah. Oh, well. I said that same answer.
Oh yeah, I didn't really show much. I think I was getting tired of it.
Alright. Hey.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, these are all in a bubble?
No, but here's normally you see before it.
Oh, jeez.
What are you?
So don't forget your quiz corrections are due
Wednesday.
this Wednesday. Yeah, due always by the day of the next test.
4 answer. Dude, the limit of H approaches 1 of cat. And he said
That's not the dog.
that's not even legitimate. Yeah, and I don't like that. Cats don't look. You're running through it.